Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Municipality of Monroeville Zoning Hearing Board meeting for October 6, 2021. Would you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Sharon, roll call, please.
Mr. Rosapel,
Here.
Mr. Grisiak,
Here.
Mr. D'Agostino,
Here.
Mr. Gatos,
Here.
Ms. Wilkins,
Here.
Mr. Dice,
Here.
Mr. Weldon.
Here.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion on approval of minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second that motion.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Under new business, Paul, please.
First item tonight, 21-22-A, Fred Venditti. Applicant requests a variance from section 207.3 lot and yard requirements of the Monroeville zoning ordinance number 1443 as amended to construct a carport that will be located in the front yard. The property is located at 1214 Old Concord Road, tax parcel 858S347 in the R1 One Family Residential Zoning District.
Thank you. Is the applicant present?
Yes.
Come up to the microphone, please, and sign in. State your name for the secretary.
Fred Venditti.
Thank you. Would you raise your right hand, please? You swear the testimony you're about to give this board this evening shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Present your case.
Yeah. I would like to build a carport in my driveway. It was written up as my front yard, but it's not going to be in my yard. It's going to be in my driveway to park my wife's car under. Neighbor's trees dropped sap on the car, and it took me like 2 days to clean it off, and I would like to put a carport to protect the vehicle.
Okay, is that all you have?
Yeah.
Is there an existing carport already there?
No.
What's,
Well, there's a canopy. I don't know if you'd consider that a carport.
Certain circles.
Yeah.
Will this be larger than what is currently there?
Yes.
How much? What dimensions?
Hold on, I have it.
Where's the tree at?
Yeah, it'll be a little wider. A little wider, maybe a little longer.
So the picture you're showing, that we were seeing up there, you're saying there's a tree?
No, there's no tree.
So where's the sap coming from?
Oh, the neighbor's tree, yes. Yeah, across the street.
So you're saying sap is coming across the street onto your wife's car?
Yeah, it hangs over the street.
Oh, so when you park in the car in the street, it's sap?
No, I parked the car on the edge of the driveway.
Where the red car is on the picture?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So what other use is the carport going to be for, other than your wife's car?
That's it. That's it.
board have anything else? Paul, do we have any,
Yeah, I've had numerous contact from residents in opposition to the application. In addition to the carport, there is a business being operated from the home. I've spoken with Mr. Venditti about that, and he's agreed to terminate that business. If it continues, he can apply for a use variance, and he'll be back in front of you at a future time. But as of right now, he agreed to terminate the business. As far as correspondence from neighbors, I stopped counting, but there was about a dozen people in opposition to it.
What was the nature of the business that you're operating?
Auto detailing. Yeah, I currently am in the process of partnering up with Victor Olive and moving into a garage. So,
How long has this business been in operation?
4 months.
Do you have a permit for the
Yes.
city to run it?
Yes,
So you're paying taxes for it?
yes. Yeah, I just started up and I wanted to see if I could do it, and it kind of took off, so I'm trying to move forward with it, but I'm going to do so in a garage.
Not the garage in your house.
No, not the garage in my house. No, an actual old enterprise building is what he's in the process of purchasing, and then I'm going to be moving into that.
Okay. Is there anybody present in the audience that would like to come forward and say anything? Just come forward, sir. Just be seated for a minute, Mr. Venday.
Okay.
You sign in, please. State your name for the secretary.
Francis Cater.
Could you spell your last name, sir?
Kajder. Cater. I've lived next door to, do you have to swear me in first, or?
I'm going to swear you in as soon as you're done
Okay.
there.
All right, just finish the address. Okay,
Would you raise your right hand, please? You swear the testimony you're about to give the board this evening shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I've lived next door at 1212 Old Concord for the past 50 years, and I mean, one of the primary reasons my wife and I lived there when we got married in 1970, my parents currently lived on Old Concord, or not on Old Concord, on Haymaker, down where the bend is, where the natural gas substation or pumping station is. So we love the community. I mean, Monroeville's been a great place for 50 years. When people ask me why I live here and why I stay here, I tell them it's been a very stable community with respect to everything, and I'd pretty much like to keep it that way. I mean, for the people that come after me, I mean, I see no reason to be the first person to allow a structure to be built, in the front yard. There's none that I know of in my immediate area, and like I said, I've been there for 50 years, so I kind of like the way things are. And there's only one neighbor now that's actually been there a little longer than me. She's 90-some years old, 91, and she also talked to Paul, I believe, about not making any changes. So we'd just like to continue the same stable environment we have as a single-family residential area. I mean, there are plenty of other places to, pursue.
Okay.
So,
You have anything further?
no. So
Thank you for your
Like I
input.
said, I'm against
Okay. Thank you for coming
construction.
forward.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else? Come on up, please. Just sign in and state your name for the secretary.
My name is John Prusnell, Prucnal.
Thank you.
I'm at 1205 Harvest. My concern was that,
Wait till I swear you in, sir,
I'm
please.
sorry.
Would you raise your right hand, please? You swear the testimony you're about to give the board this evening shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
My biggest concern was when I got the letter and saw the request, what the type of structure was gonna be. I know that you saw the picture. Right now, it's a white pole with, some type of tarp over it. I always understood that this new one's gonna be wooden and a large structure, larger than what you saw in the picture. And I know the whole area, you can see what's there. And from what I'm understanding, it's gonna come out quite a bit further and higher, as a matter of fact. In the whole area where we live, around Harvest and Old Concord, and the whole park there's no structures like that in any of the front yards that I'm aware of. So I think it would be an eyesore. I don't think it would be very good for the community. I just, the question about the business, I know it's registered as an R1 residential. Shouldn't have that. If he wants to apply for a variance, that's up to him. But I don't think that should be in the front of the house, front of the building. I think even at that, that's okay. But if you go something bigger and wooden structure, and again, I don't know what the plans are, but from what I understand, it's going to be larger, wider, and even further out towards where that red car was. So, Mr. Jader said, I've been there, my father lived in that home for quite a few years, and I'm just moving into the area. I really like the area. I'd like to see it maintain the same look, the same structure that we have there now. I feel that would definitely be an eyesore and wouldn't fit in with the community.
Okay, thank you for coming forward.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else in the audience that'd like to come forward? Seeing none? Nothing else from you, Paul? Bruce, nothing? Nothing from the board? I'll entertain a motion. I'm sorry.
Just so I understand, he's asking for a variance.
Yes, a dimensional variance to install a carport in the front yard. And to your point, Mr. Vendetti, the front yard is the entire width of your property, including your driveway. It's not just a grass area.
Okay.
It's a determined dimension from the edge of the right-of-way, which is your front property line. And in your case, I believe it's 30 feet from the property line to the front of the house. So pretty much anything in front of the house is considered a front yard.
Okay.
So I would note to the board, there has been no testimony at all about any hardship, which is necessary to grant a variance.
I would just comment that I guess I'm disappointed that we didn't see a sketch or the dimensions of,
I have it. Would you like to see it?
I guess it should have been in the
Would it-
packet.
Put it right up in the middle of the table there. There's a little spot.
Okay.
You can watch up on the TV monitor there to see how it's sitting. Push it up away from you a little bit. I can't even see what it is.
This one's a couple pages. What?
Move that first page to your left over to your right. There you go. What is that?
Those are details of post and beam connections.
Yeah.
Do you have something that shows like an overall aerial of the property? Okay, so that would be, that's the house with the proposed carport in front of it in the driveway.
Is this a kit or somebody, a
No.
contractor putting it up?
He's a contractor.
I'm gonna build it.
He's gonna
I'm
build
not
it
a
for me. He's
contractor, I'm a retired union carpenter, so I.
If you're gonna speak, you need to go to the microphone. We can't, they
All right,
can't
I'm
hear you
sorry.
without being at a microphone.
Okay.
Okay, you want to state your name and sign?
Steve,
please?
D. Francesco, D-E, capital F-R-A-N-C-E-S-C-O.
Would you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
You swear the testimony you're about to give this board this evening shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just real good friends with the Vendettis, and I'm a retired union carpenter, so they asked me if I could draw some plans for them, and if I wanted to build this, so I'm gonna build it for them if
So
if
how
you guys
big is the
give me okay.
carport?
Pardon?
They want to know how big the carport's.
It's gonna be 20 by, I can't remember, 20 by 19. 20 feet out from the house and 19 feet wide.
And how big is the
16
existing
16
carport
feet wide, I'm sorry.
or covering?
Pardon?
How big is the existing covering?
You
I'm
mean
trying to
that-
get an idea how much bigger
It's
this.
it's only gonna be about a foot longer from the house, and it's gonna be almost as wide as as the driveway is now. That carport is only wide enough for, it looks like one car, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna, it's gonna be almost as big as the double car.
How high is it going to be?
6 inches higher than that. Yeah, it's gonna be about 6 to 10 inches higher at the ridge. It's gonna be about, if you look
Higher
at the
than
front of the
what?
house,
Higher than what?
it's gonna be about, maybe
Higher than
8 or 10
current
inches
one.
below the
That's-
window at the peak, at the highest point.
What's the dimension, the overall dimension to the peak?
I can't see.
12 feet?
12 feet. So it's gonna be 12 feet high.
Yeah.
Ordinance allows accessory structures up to 15 feet.
What's the garage? Are you currently using a garage?
No, just to park my car. My garage?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just to park my car and, store stuff in.
Will this be enclosed or is it open?
It'll be open.
So it's going to be an open wooden structure.
Correct.
It's going to
Yeah,
be,
just to protect the vehicle from debris and sap, and plus also, it's my wife's car that I'm trying to park underneath this, and we have 2 small children, and whenever it's raining and stuff like that, to get the kids in and out of the car and stuff, to get them in the house, she could just go right in the garage. So it makes life a lot easier, especially with the kids.
So the current structure doesn't supply that now?
No, it's too skinny,
it's too skinny.
yeah.
why'd you put it up in the first place then?
Just to protect from the sun. Like for.
Protect from the sun?
Yeah, yeah.
Protect what?
Well, the car.
Your car?
Yeah. Delamination.
So are you using a carport right now for the business that you've been running for 4 months?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm not using it there for that no more though. But I was.
Just give me a minute here, I want to look at something.
While you're looking, Paul, you said you received other complaints about this?
Yes.
Any of them documented?
Most of them were emails, and then I have 3 phoned in opposition.
Did they leave their names and
Yes.
and phone numbers?
Yes, most of them did.
All right, well, let's just make that part of the record so that we have that complete and give Sharon a copy of those.
Sure.
That's what I was looking for, see if there's names. We
Oh,
do-
were some of these-
We do have names.
Were some of these, Paul, based upon the running of the business out of this carport, the
Correct,
opposition?
yes. Most of the opposition was dealt with the business, but nobody was in favor of the carport as well. They didn't want any structures in the front yard.
But if he already has my observation would be if he already has a structure in the front yard, and this might be, I can't get the size component to how much bigger it is, but if it's for a nicer addition,
It's gonna be a lot nicer.
Yes.
It's gonna make the house look nicer. It's gonna bring the value of the house up.
is there any chance it could be about the same dimensions as the current thing, just in wood?
It's gonna be about twice the width and only a foot deeper from the house. So,
So it's a double car garage?
yeah,
double
it'll
driveway,
be
right?
about the same size as the double, it will be the same size as the door for the double car garage, yes. Width-wise.
My wife has an SUV. I can't fit it in the garage with my car though.
So your garage is a double 2-car garage?
No, it's like 1.5 car garage. The way there was a
Okay.
firewall put up,
Okay.
and it kind of stops you from putting a second vehicle in there.
Anything else from anybody? Any further questions? Okay, we'll entertain a motion.
Because of the opposition that we're receiving by the residents and the aesthetics of it for the neighborhood, and what we heard from some residents today, I'm gonna say, deny the carport.
I'll second that based upon the same observations. If it were of the same size and you were just improving it, I wouldn't have an issue with it.
Okay, moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. Sorry, sir.
Thank you.
Paul?
Second item, 21-23-A, Renee Sochera. Applicant requests a variance from section 207.8 of the Monroeville zoning ordinance number 1443 as amended to increase the size of an existing driveway beyond the maximum permissible 25% of the front yard. The property is located at 1510 Pleasantview Drive, tax parcel 543C81 in the R2 one-family residential zoning district.
Okay, thank you. Is the applicant present? Would you come up, please? Sign in. You state your name for the secretary.
Renee Sahara.
You already have the spelling, Sharon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you're about to give the board this evening shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay, state your case.
Okay. They have the driveway up there. Picture of my house. I was gonna just take my driveway gets really slippery. It's steep and it's hard to park in, especially in the winter. I fell last winter and I can't keep up with it with the ice and the snow in the wintertime. So I wanted to get the steps repaired and get a handrail and then just take out like maybe 10 feet back. I have a pine tree in the yard. I was gonna get removed and take it out and just get a gravel driveway and get a retaining wall.
This is
So
on the
that I have a
left,
flat driveway to park in the winter.
on the left side, you're wanting to.
Yes, over on the side where the mailbox is,
So
over the
you're
other
going,
side.
you're going where the steps are.
Yes, I need all that replaced because it's falling apart.
How far is your property go to the left of the driveway?
Give him a second to get that on
Okay.
camera, and then you can point to that.
Okay. No, that doesn't really help me much.
He's going to zoom.
It's about,
He'll blow it way up.
probably about 12 feet over. There's a big pine tree, like in the middle of the yard. I was gonna get that removed anyways, and then just take out the hill and put a retaining wall in, and then put gravel, so that I have someplace safe to park in the winter.
So you're leaving the tree, did you say?
No, I want to
Removing
take the
it,
tree out,
yeah.
yes. And it's like right in the middle of the hill, so I would have to get a retaining wall anyways.
So how far is your,
The driveway gets really slippery, and at the bottom, all the water pools down there. And it like makes like it ponds right there, and it gets really slippery in the winter. So I used up like tons of salt, rock salt last winter.
how far is your property go to the left of the driveway?
Probably about 12 feet.
Okay.
And I wouldn't take it out all the way. There's like a little, like where the sunlight is.
Point right on the
Yeah, right where.
picture.
I can't.
Well, no,
No, I'm speaking
that's
to,
That's not the
we're,
one.
we're looking at the picture right now. I'm
Uh-huh.
referring to the left where the hillside is, not where the wall is, to the left of
Where
your
the
driveway.
mailbox is, yeah.
No,
Yeah, where the
Your-
wall is. I'm gonna take
your left
like
side,
10
ma'am.
feet of that
Other
wall
side of
out.
the driveway.
Other side of the driveway, to your neighbor's house. So where you see the grass, the tall grass,
Uh-huh.
that way, other side of the retaining wall, not towards the retaining wall, but towards your neighbor's house with the hillside.
What about it?
How far is that property yours?
Right where the tall grass is.
Right where the tall grass
Yeah.
is, so,
Typically, there's a 10-foot side yard setback, so there's probably 20 feet between the homes, so
Okay.
halfway is typically the property line.
okay.
So you're excavating a lot of
I was gonna take out
earth.
the pine tree anyway, so I was just gonna excavate, because it will need a retaining wall anyways, because it will fall in.
Right.
And then you're making your driveway wider. You're
Mhm.
leaving the concrete, but putting gravel.
Gravel, where it's safer.
All right, thank you.
So are you going to be just pulling straight into that, or is it going in your driveway and then to your right
It's
to
gonna be
park
like-
there?
Yeah, because it's gonna be in the side of the hill.
Right.
So parallel, the parking
I mean-
space will be parallel to the street,
Off of the street about 10 feet.
parallel to the street,
Yeah.
though.
Okay, Paul, do we have any input from the
No,
community?
I have no correspondence in favor or opposition.
Okay, thank you. Are there anybody in the audience that would wish to come forward, please? Sign in, please, and state your name.
Nicole Glenn.
Spell your last name.
Glenn.
Thank you.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you're about to give this board this evening is shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I just believe that her whole intention here is to eliminate some of the street parking, which there isn't much of.
Well, you have a driveway.
Now, let
her speak.
let her speak.
She doesn't use the driveway that she currently has, and I understand, like, there's some problems with it. I just think that the money that would be going towards this project could be used to renovate that driveway instead of taking out a whole hillside and eliminating the little bit of parking that we have on our street.
Can I say something?
Let's get, you have anything else, ma'am?
I'm right across the street, and the parking is very limited. She owns one vehicle. We have a few. We've had some issues with her hitting our vehicles before, and I just think the more of the street that she eliminates, the bigger the problem's gonna be.
That's it?
Mostly, yes.
Okay.
Would you like to
She has a
respond?
driveway that she doesn't use, and it's flat. She has a big driveway, it's flat. Her boyfriend parks all his cars on the street, that's why they don't want it. And he has a tendency to like block me into my driveway. And so I've nicked his cars a few times, trying to parallel park. And
Okay,
he
it's
gets
fair to say
upset
you
about
two
that.
don't get along.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I gathered. Anything else from either of you? Anybody else?
Is there anybody, is that all you have?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming forward. Is there anybody else that wishes to speak?
I live in the same residence, should I just,
Come up here. If you're gonna say something, come on up to the microphone. You don't have to come up if you don't want to.
well, I think she took care of it.
Okay, do you have a rebuttal or anything else?
Well, I
you'd
was
like to
just
say?
saying that they have a driveway of their own, it's flat. If I had a flat driveway, I would be ecstatic, you know? And they don't use it. And I'm trying to, increase the value of my home because I'm going to be retiring in about 5 years. And I'm just trying to make my health safer for me as I get older. I'm an occupational therapist, so I work with a lot of older people that have fallen, and so I'm just looking towards the future.
Okay, thank you. The board have anything further?
No?
Paul, anything further?
Nothing.
Bruce? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll give a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved. Paul, please.
Item 3, 21-24-A, David and Rachel Fix. Applicant requests a variance from Table 201B, permitted uses, conditional uses, yard and area requirements of the Monroeville zoning ordinance number 1443 as amended to operate a bed and breakfast. The business is currently being operated in violation of ordinance 1443. The property is located at 137 Mayberry Drive in the R2 one-family residential zoning district. And we have received correspondence from their attorney and the applicant. They requested this to be continued to next month.
Okay. Bruce, you want to handle this, please?
Sure. As Paul has indicated, this application is set for adjudication tonight. They have hired an attorney. The attorney contacted Paul with a request for continuance as he's going to be out of town tonight. Ordinarily, we grant these kinds of continuances for the first time without any real discussion. What I'm saying to you is generally everybody gets one chance to get a continuance. He certainly has a meritorious reason in that he's not in town to advocate for his client. We went a step further in this matter as it was one of these things where the operation was continuing to be operated as a bed and breakfast. We went back to the attorney and indicated to him that we would entertain the continuance provided he provides us with a writing that indicates he will not operate this property as a bed and breakfast pending this zoning appeal. Now, that could take us beyond next month in case it gets continued again, or if the matter is adjudicated and there's time to deliberate, it could take another month. Ordinarily, though, we make decisions in a timely fashion right after the hearing. I suggested to him that he write to us and indicate that he was willing to not operate this property as a bed and breakfast during the pendency of this appeal. We received such a representation from the attorney, and I would suggest that a continuance would be in order. I think that there is a feeling of speculation that this business may continue during the pendency of this appeal. We certainly will have our code enforcement people out investigating to see to it that there is no continuation of the bed and breakfast pending this appeal. But that's really a code enforcement matter between the municipality and the applicant. But given the fact that they've suggested they will not operate this as a bed and breakfast pending this appeal, I would suggest that a motion is ordered to grant the continuance.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. We just want the people to know it's not being blown aside. We're granting this, but we're also going to be watching this also. And we're going to do as best we can to keep the community happy.
Motion?
I'll entertain a motion on this.
I'll make the motion to continue to next month.
I will second that motion.
Moved and seconded on the continuance. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the continuance is carried. Okay, Paul, please.
Last applicant is 21-25-A, Charles Blazzato. Applicant requests a variance from section 210 fences of the Monroeville zoning ordinance number 1443 as amended to construct a 6-foot-tall solid fence in the front yard of the property that faces Raspberry Drive, and from section 207.3 lot and yard requirements of the Monroeville zoning ordinance number 1443 as amended to construct a swimming pool that will be located in the front yard along Raspberry Drive. The property is located at 4406 Helmar Drive, tax parcel 855-B-188 in the R2 one-family residential zoning district, and it is a corner lot.
Okay, thank you. Is the applicant present?
Present.
Come on up, please. Just sign in and spell your name for the secretary.
Charles Buzzato, B-U-Z-Z-A-T-T-O.
Okay, would you raise your right hand, please? You swear the testimony you're about to give this board this evening shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Present your case, please.
May I remove this while I speak?
You can take it.
Thank you. I'm here to seek variance tonight, permission for my property. The hardship that I have with the property is I'm trying to install a swimming pool for my children and continue a fence that I have along that property also to provide security and safety of the children, also not just my children, but the other children in the neighborhood. We've had incidents also in that neighborhood where people have driven through the yard and caused damage. So that's why I would like to put the fence there to protect not only the children, but the yard in itself. And I've talked to installing the pool through Valley Pool. I've talked to the insurance company. I've gotten all the things that I needed to get for the pool to make it on the corner of where the parcel of the hardship I have is because of the lot with Raspberry and Helmar. I would like to put it there if possible, with your permission.
You have 2 front yards.
I do, sir.
Do you have an exhibit you can put up there to show the
Yes.
location of the pool and fence?
Yes.
Give him a second to.
Okay.
Yeah, you can move that around a little bit if you want to look up at the
Okay.
screen.
All right. If you can zoom in on it.
Do you have the survey?
Yeah, I have the survey also. I brought the survey
That
also.
sort of shows everything.
Core requirements. And the lot survey.
That one doesn't have your
Raz.
fence and pool on. Do you have a copy?
No,
of
I.
How about here? Is this, will that do it for you?
Okay, yeah, that's the one. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one I got.
Can you zoom in on that, Jared?
Okay, as you can see, the Raspberry is the adjacent street here, and Helmar, the front of my property, actually, I'm listed as Helmar. There's a porch that's on the side that you saw in the one picture here, that's stone. What I like to do, there's a fence that we put in along here. We removed a whole bunch of trees and shrubbage and things like that. Put a privacy fence here. I'd like to continue the fence down and around here and tie it into the porch with a 4-foot gate, and then place the pool off of the deck area so I could tie the deck into the pool.
What type of fence do you have in mind?
I have, it was in the packet I said,
Here you go.
oh.
Just happen to have
Could've just looked.
that. Yeah.
It's a privacy fence that we put up. It's a vinyl, 6-foot vinyl, and of the construction material. And it is, the dimension cost is another $9,000, almost $10,000 to finish that project, just for the fence itself.
You have
And
a
if I could
professional-
show you here, this is what it looks like now, after the trees are removed, and this is the fence that's there that we put up, the vinyl.
You have a professional installer?
I do, and on the packet that I gave, it's, they're out of white oak, and they are
Read something.
redstone. Yeah, and it's the country estate style fencing material. Red Rock Fence Company, and that's who the project estimate was through. They did the first fence. So it's kind of like a multi-phase operation. Phase 1 was the side fence, Phase 2 is now doing that, and Phase 3 do the pool.
So your pool's above ground?
It will be an above ground.
And how big?
Yeah, it looks-
The pool that we recommend, that was recommended to us was like an 18-foot wide by like 4 feet deep,
4 feet deep all the way across.
all the way across, and 18-foot in diameter. And that was through Valley Pool, who I went to.
Now, will the gate have a lock on it, just from a safety standpoint? And-
From a safety standpoint, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because that was recommended also by the insurance company, make sure you
Figured.
lock it.
Okay.
And I go through USA Insurance.
Is there somewhere on that schematic I gave you with the outline, there was a 4-foot gate?
Yes, that's the 4-foot gate. If you look along the sidewalk, the 4-foot gate, the fence is gonna tie into this pillar here, and then the 4-foot gate would be here for an access gate here.
It's 4 foot high?
4 foot wide.
Okay, my mistake. I was reading it as being different height than the 6-foot
Yes,
fence.
no, it'll be a 4-foot wide gate to get in for access.
Understood.
Now, would that block any, any view of anyone coming down either side of the street from a car
No,
standpoint
not
or
from the
anything?
corner. If you look at, and that's one of the things I looked at, it's back far enough from the corner and down far enough that it will not block if they're coming around onto Raspberry
So
driving.
okay.
It won't obstruct their view.
Is there a
And
stop
just-
sign? I'm sorry.
Raspberry is a cul-de-sac, it's a dead-end street, so it doesn't get very much traffic. There's only maybe 8 homes on that section of street. The main through street is Helmar, and the fence and pool will not impact the front yard on Helmar.
So the pool's gonna be on the dead end side?
Correct, sir.
Do your neighbors know about the pool?
Yes, and I brought some of them with me tonight, with my family.
I always thought it was one big family there.
Some of my neighbors decided to come with me tonight.
That's a good thing.
Yes,
Are they going to use the pool?
they are. They're having a pool party. That's what we're looking for, a block party. But, and I did, I went upstairs and saw the office, so I make sure that I got all the requirements, if I did get approved, to know what to go off of with Valley, because I know Valley does a lot of work with the community, so. And the other thing about the fence, I wanted to stick with that fence, because I think it would help, the aesthetics of it would be appealing more for the curbside value. I didn't want to put something that wasn't aesthetically appealing to when you looked at it coming down the street.
What color is it?
It's a clay vinyl. It matches the windows that I just put in the house too, so I try to keep everything, because the front of the house, if you look, it's stone, and the side is brick. So I put like a window roll came and put all clay windows in.
Okay.
So I try to keep the siding the same color.
Is that going to match the fence that's already there?
Yes, that's why I picked that fence, that sandstone kind of matches the clay windows of the house also.
Sir, did they have any type of fence that had like a lattice, maybe at the top foot or something like that? Any privacy at the bottom? Just the,
I don't know, I just tried to match to the existing fence.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to keep it uniform all the way across.
we've had issues with residents just looking out at their window or, the front door or whatever and seeing this 6-foot fence and like,
Right.
But I've seen other fences that have the privacy for 4 or 5 foot and then some lattice work at the top, same vinyl type thing. I didn't know if they,
No, I didn't ask that, because what I did do is I went and talked to all the neighbors and said, would you have a problem with this? Would you like it if you had? And try and come forward and we could work something out.
Very good.
You understand most of our complaints we have on, and the reasons we enforce the fences in the front being open in some ways is for emergency purposes. If a
Correct.
fire company needs to get into the yard, or if something's going on, police can see over that fence if it's not 6 feet high. That's why he's talking to you about the lattice work on the top of the fence, or some egress to the property with eyesight, basically. Might not hurt.
Okay.
Is that all you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anybody in the audience that has anything that'd like to come forward? Come on up. Just sign in, please. State your name.
John Civitrice. I live across from Charles there, and
You have the spelling on,
Yeah, no, I don't. You'll have to spell your name for me, please.
okay, C-I, V as in Victor I, T-A-R-E-S-E.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay,
could you raise your right hand, please? You swear the testimony you're about to give this board this evening shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, I live across the street from Charles Mazzata there, and the picture really doesn't show the real size of his lot. It's a very big lot, and he's kind of like stuck there because both sides of his house there could be the front, okay? And his concern about the emergency, that lot's pretty big. They got the, if you look at the front of the lot from Helmar, Helmar's to the right there, and Raspberry's to the left. That whole right side of Helmar's all open. So he's got a pretty big lot there, and he's done great improvement to it. He's cut the trees down, and everything he's done has been number one as far as I'm concerned. And I think it would really make that corner look very nice, and everything he does is very good, and I don't have a problem with that at all. But that, from the picture there, that's a really big lot, and with his fence going around there and the swimming pool, I think it's only gonna cover half of his lot. And like I said, he's on that corner there, he's got the front of his house is the door in the front, and it's kind of like, I thought because I lived on a corner lot before, what the front door and the back, the side door is, but I don't think I don't have a problem at all with it.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you for coming forward. Appreciate it.
I just need to know one thing. Are you invited to the pool party?
Oh, yeah, I'm bringing
Okay.
the wine.
All right.
I got some moose to give to him.
We'll watch for the memo.
Really?
Anybody else wish to come forward? Come on up, sir. Give us a sign in, please, and state your name for the secretary.
My name is Michael Cicchetti.
Spell that, please.
Cecchetti.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I live at
Could you raise your right hand,
442
please?
Center Road.
Raise your right hand, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You swear the testimony you're about to give the board this evening shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, begin.
Can I take the mask off?
Sure.
I took my 2 shots. I live at 442 Center Road. If you don't know who used to live there, used to be Mayor Duncan, and I actually met him. And
Me too.
I've been there for 35 years. And I've known Charles. He's the 3rd residence there. I'm probably the oldest one in that area. I have no problem for him to build a fence. Like the gentleman stated, it is far away from the road. I live across the road. I live on a corner of Center and Helmer. And I will say that I don't have any problem whatsoever for him and for his kids to play. And actually, it'll be safer for them. So that's all I really have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for coming forward. Anybody else? Come on up.
What the heck?
Friendly fire.
Hi.
Would you sign in, please?
Oh, yeah.
State your name.
My name's Carol Dryberg,
Spell your last name, please.
Dryburgh.
Thank you.
And I live on Helmar.
Okay. Raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you're about to give the board this evening shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
I live directly across from Charles. They both said they did. I do. They're on either side. Well, Mike did say he's on center. But since they moved in, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, they've been great people, you know? And like you're saying, everything they do is such a wonderful improvement. And they got 5 kids, keep them safe in the yard, but I got my own pool. So it's not like I'm here because I want to go in someone's pool. I got my own pool. It's just, I'm so happy for them and the kids, and they're great people. So that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming forward.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the audience? Paul, you have anything further?
That was it.
Bruce?
No.
Anything from any of the board members?
Nope.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Good luck.
Good luck, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's gonna cost me to pay them a lot of money now, but no.
Thank you for your service.
I think you gotta stop at for lunch or
Sure.
dinner.
Yeah.
Say Dairy Queen, they're closed.
Okay, having nothing further on here, I'll entertain one more motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Moved and seconded.
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, folks.